If you want to have a league that makes money and pays you millions of dollars, come over here to the XX League. Why will they listen? I've already told you. They need leverage. Why not start a rival league? And now, there's two ways to do it. You could have a rival league that operates during the summer up against the WNBA, or you could have a rival league that starts now. These women already, half the WNBA right now is overseas playing in some foreign league right now because they don't make enough money during the WNBA season.
What if I told you the WNBA's biggest star might be its biggest problem? Caitlin Clark is breaking records left and right, but some players aren't cheering. They're planning a revolt. You heard that right, a revolt. But why? Is Clark really the issue, or is she just exposing cracks that have been there all along? Here's a crazy stat for you. 17% of all flagrant fouls in the WNBA this season were against Clark. One player. That's nuts. But you know what's even crazier? This might be the wake-up call the league needs. Let's break down why Clark isn't the problem. She might just be the solution the WNBA's been waiting for.
Miller Cardosa, I can't remember what country she was flying off to go play. Maybe it was China, I can't remember. But you think Camilla wouldn't say, oh, I don't have to leave the country and I can play basketball and I can get paid and I can play against other women only? I'm going to tell you who's going to do this. Saudi Arabia. Play in the XX League where Caitlin Clark and that league will draw a better audience, more people in the seats than the WNBA, and I don't have to be a tool for politics.
Let's talk about Caitlin Clark for a second. This rookie isn't just good. She's changing the entire WNBA landscape. We're talking about a player who's averaging 15.1 points, 6.9 assists, and 3.7 rebounds per game. That's not just Rookie of the Year material, that's all-star caliber play right out of the gate. But here's where things get wild. While fans are going crazy for Clark's no-look passes and deep three-pointers, some WNBA veterans are giving her the cold shoulder. You've got players like Chini Ogwumike saying Clark needs to humble herself and others complaining about the attention she's getting. It's like they forgot what it's like to have a new star in the league. Now let's break down Clark's game. She's not your typical WNBA rookie. Clark's got this ultra-quick release on her shot that's catching defenders off guard. She's pulling up from way beyond the arc, stretching defenses in ways they're not used to. And her court vision? It's like she's got eyes in the back of her head, finding teammates for easy buckets when the defense collapses on her. But some players aren't having it. You've got opponents trying to get physical with Clark, bumping her off screens, and giving her the rookie treatment. It's getting so intense that 17% of all flagrant fouls this season were called against Clark. That's one player taking almost a fifth of the league's hardest hit.
The people running the NBA and the WNBA, they are idiots. They don't know how to maximize this Caitlin Clark gift. They don't know how to take advantage of this moment. Hey, we can do it. Or some foreign country is going to, they can see what I can see. Man, there's a lot of momentum behind Caitlin Clark and women's basketball. Adam Silver, Kathy Engelbert. Hey, you know what? America and Americans, they're so stupid. We'll go money whip a bunch of these women's basketball players and we'll start a rival league right there in America.
You think that's just a coincidence? No way. This isn't your typical rookie hazing. We're seeing something bigger here. It's like Clark's success is shining a spotlight on all the issues the WNBA's been sweeping under the rug. You've got players who've been grinding for years, making way less than they deserve, and suddenly this new kid comes in and gets all the attention. Imagine you're a WNBA vet. You've been playing your heart out, maybe even going overseas in the offseason just to make ends meet. Then this rookie shows up and suddenly everyone's talking about her like she's the second coming of basketball Jesus. You'd be frustrated too, right? But here's the thing, Clark isn't the problem. She's just exposing issues that have been there all along. Low salaries, lack of media coverage, limited marketing, these are the real culprits. Clark's popularity is just making it impossible to ignore anymore. Clark's arrival has sparked a conversation about more than just salaries and marketing. It's shining a spotlight on the complex racial dynamics within women's basketball.
We have a gift here in Caitlin Clark. Again, and I don't know fully where Caitlin Clark stands. She may be a closeted feminist. We don't do things that protect our interests in our way. We play defense. We just try to conserve. We don't build anything. That's what's going to happen because American men of great wealth have so little vision and so small balls. We don't do bold things.
How does the media coverage of a white rookie sensation compare to that of established black superstars? The contrast is striking. Let's break it down. The WNBA isn't just a basketball league, it's a melting pot of talent and diversity. But here's the kicker. 83% of WNBA players are people of color, with 67% identifying as black or African American. That's a huge majority. Now imagine you're one of these players who've been grinding for years, pushing the league forward. Suddenly, a white rookie comes in, and boom, she's all anyone can talk about. This isn't just about jealousy or hurt feelings. It's about a system that's been favoring certain narratives over others for a long time. Take Aja Wilson, for example. She's one of the best players the WNBA has ever seen. But guess what? She gets half the media coverage of Sabrina Ionescu, another white player. And now with Clark in the mix, that gap is only getting wider. But it's not just about who gets the spotlight. It's about how they're portrayed when they do. Remember when USA Today columnist Christine Brennan questioned a foul involving Clark and black player Dejanai Carrington? People went nuts, saying it was pushing this old, tired stereotype of black athletes being aggressive and undisciplined. It's like we're stuck in a time warp, rehashing the same old Magic Johnson versus Larry Bird narratives. And you know what's even crazier? Clark's popularity isn't just changing the game, it's changing who's watching it. Reports are saying the WNBA fan base has gotten whiter since she joined. That's a big shift for a league that's been a powerhouse of representation for women of color. But here's where it gets really wild. Clark's success isn't just affecting the court and the fans, it's bleeding into politics. Some people are using her as a poster child for their agendas, turning her into this symbol that goes way beyond basketball. It's like she's become a lightning rod for all these long-standing issues in women's sports. As Clark steps into the spotlight, she's inadvertently shining it on a shocking reality. The WNBA's top talent often can't afford to focus solely on the league that made them famous. Why? The answer might surprise you. Let's talk about the WNBA's salary structure. It's not pretty. The minimum salary? About $60,000. The maximum? Around $230,000. Now, that might sound like a lot of money to some people, but compare it to the NBA. Their minimum salary is $1.1 million. That's right, the lowest paid NBA player makes almost 5 times more than the highest paid WNBA star. And the average NBA salary? A cool $10 million. It's no wonder WNBA players are feeling underpaid. Now, here's where it gets crazy. Caitlin Clark is bringing in big money for the league. Ticket sales are through the roof, merch is flying off the shelves, and TV ratings are skyrocketing. But guess what? Most of that money isn't going to the players. It's like they're watching a gold rush from the sidelines. So what do WNBA players do? They pack their bags and head overseas. That's right, some of the best players in the world are playing year-round just to make ends meet. They're in Turkey, Russia, China, anywhere that'll pay them what they're worth. Imagine being an all-star in your home country, but having to leave just to pay the bills. That's the reality for many WNBA players. But hold on, it gets even wilder. There's talk of a rival league. Yeah, you heard that right. Some people are saying, hey, if the WNBA won't pay these players what they're worth, maybe someone else will. There are rumors of wealthy investors, maybe even from countries like Saudi Arabia, who are looking at Clark and thinking, that's a gold mine waiting to happen.
I think Caitlin Clark and her parents are smart. I think Angel Reese, all she cares about is money and attention. I know she went to Catholic schools. I know she's done a really good job of staying out of the racial politics and ducking and dodging all the race bait questions that they keep throwing in front of her. A Gino Ariema, who, again, never admitted publicly, but, he's the gold standard in women's basketball as it relates to coaching.
And you know what? Clark's popularity might just be the leverage these players need. Imagine if she said, hey, I'm not playing unless everyone gets paid more. The league would have to listen. They can't afford to lose their new superstar. It's like Clark's not just changing the game on the court, she's changing it in the boardroom too. Clark's not just shaking things up off the court. Her on-court demeanor is turning heads and raising eyebrows. Some call it competitive fire. Others say it's crossing a line. What's really going on when Clark faces off against WNBA veterans? Let's talk about Clark's game face. This rookie isn't just bringing skills to the court, she's bringing attitude. When she steps onto the hardwood, Clark's all business. She's not here to make friends, she's here to win. And boy, does it show. Imagine this. Clark's driving to the hoop and bam, she gets knocked down hard. But instead of staying down, she jumps right back up, fire in her eyes. She's not backing down from anyone, rookie or veteran. It's like watching a young lioness in a pride of established hunters. She's not waiting her turn, she's taking it. But here's where it gets spicy. Clark's not just taking the hit, she's dishing them out too. Verbally, that is. She's been known to clap back at opponents, get in their faces, and let them know she's not intimidated. It's like watching a chess match, but with trash talk and three-pointers. Now, let's talk numbers. Clark's racked up 5 technical fouls already this season. That's more than some entire teams. For a rookie, that's unheard of. It's like she's collecting them like they're trading cards or something. But here's the thing, Clark's attitude is a double-edged sword. On one hand, fans are eating it up. They love seeing a rookie who's not afraid to stand up for herself. It's bringing excitement and drama to the game. On the other hand, some people are saying she needs to tone it down. They're worried she's making enemies when she should be making allies. You know what's wild? Clark's refusal to back down is both her biggest strength and her biggest weakness. It's what makes her such a thrilling player to watch, but it's also what's got some veterans grinding their teeth. It's like she's walking a tightrope between being a fierce competitor and being seen as disrespectful. Alright, let's wrap this up. Caitlin Clark isn't the WNBA's problem. She's just shining a light on issues that have been simmering for years. Low salaries, racial tensions, and a league that's been slow to change. But here's the thing. Clark could be the spark that ignites a revolution. The WNBA's at a crossroad. They can either embrace the change Clark's bringing or risk getting left in the dust. Imagine a league that pays its stars what they're worth, markets them like the superstars they are, and becomes a powerhouse in its own right. That's the potential Clark's unlocked. So what do you think? Is Clark the villain some players are making her out to be? Or is she the hero the WNBA needs to take it to the next level? The ball's in your court now.